Everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to see about the Gestalt Principles and Semiotics. These principles explain how people naturally perceive and organize the visual communication and information, and that they are super important for anyone studying the design communication. Let's start. The word Gestalt comes from the word German meaning shape or form. We have three categories as our agenda: perceiving, interpreting, and applying. Perceiving means understanding how our brains organize visual information. The second one is interpreting, exploring the language of signs and symbols in design. And finally, we are going to applying these insights for impactful visual communication. Gestural principles, how our brain organizes visuals. When we see a design, our brain doesn't just see the individual elements. It groups them together and interpret a whole pattern effectively. Four gestural principle in practice. First one is proximity. Let's go through the main principles with examples. First one is proximity. Proximity means objects that are close together or seen as a group. For example, in a poster, if the text and an image are placed near each other, viewers assume that they are related. The next one is similarity. We group the things that look alike. For example, same color, shape, or size. For example, a website menu where all the icons are the same style feels more organized and create the visual hierarchy. Next one is continuity. Our eyes naturally follow smooth lines and curves. For example, a curved arrow leading to a button on a web page directs the viewer's attention. Next principle is closure. Our brain fills in missing pieces to see a complete shape. For example, the WWF Panta logo doesn't show the full Panta, but our brain completes the picture like that. Understanding semiotics, the language of signs and symbols. Semiotics is the study of signs and symbols and the interpretation. It helps us to understand how meaning is created and communicated in various forms, from language to visual design. First one is signs are everywhere. From traffic light to brand logo, every element carries special meaning. And semiotics provide a framework to analyze how these meanings are constructed and understood by the customer. The next one is semiotic triad. This triad is fundamental to understanding how signs function in communication. We have three elements. The first one is signifier, signified, and referent. Signifier means, for example, the word tree or a picture of a tree, the form of a sign that we takes. The next one is signified. For example, the mental image of a tree. That means the concept or meaning it represents. And the final element is a referent. For example, a real tree, the actual object or idea in the real world. Next one is how the gestural principle shapes semiotic interpretation. Gestural principle influence how signs are perceived, which in turn affects the semiotic interpretation. For example, grouping elements, that is proximity, can alter the message conveyed by a symbol. And also similarity creating the visual themes, proximity influencing the brand logos, and finally figure ground clarifying the symbolic representation. We prefer balanced, simple, and orderly design. For example, logos with the symmetric, like the Olympic rings, feels more pleasing and stable. We will deconstruct the iconic symbols and highlighting the effective visual strategies. Designing for clarity and impact. We have to create a clear, enhancing layout that guide the viewer's attention and improve the communication and user experience. That's why Gestalt is a foundation in UI UX design and branding, and also especially in advertising. As a whole, Gestalt principle like proximity, similarity, continuity, closure figure ground, and symmetric explain how people visually organize information. Mastering these will make your designs more intuitive and powerful. Thank you.